This episode is brought to you by John Blake Sales Breakthrough Solutions, helping you to at least double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 160, and today we are going to be talking about why there is no one-size-fits-all sales process. So I'm sure you're going to get a stack out of this. We're going to talk about the three different types of sales processes that there are. So I'm sure that it will help you if you are in the process of putting your sales process together. But before we do that, if you have got leads in your proposal sent column of your CRM and you want to convert more of those leads into paying clients, I want you to head over to johnblakeaudio.com. And what I've got there is a 15-minute training that shows you the precise strategy that I use and I've been using for years, and I teach clients that work with me on how you can double the amount of sales that you make with leads that you've spoken to but haven't converted yet. This will give you the exact word-for-word templates that I use when I write emails, the exact word-for-word scripts to use when you are calling these people on the phone, and exactly when to call them and when to email them over a 90-day period. I have seen this work time and time again, and I'm sure that it will work brilliantly for you if you put it into practice. Plus, the other thing you can do is it's very easy to teach this strategy to somebody else on your team so that they can follow up on your behalf. So it is over at johnblakeaudio.com. Go grab it, put it into practice, and let me know how you go with it. So, why is there no one-size-fits-all sales process, right? Why is there no one-size-fits-all sales process? Okay, well, the reason that it needs to be adaptive is because we are selling to different people. So sometimes there are multiple decision makers within an organization. Sometimes we need to actually go back and develop a solution for someone. Sometimes we don't have an off-the-shelf solution for someone. Sometimes it's an industry expectation that's just the way that things are done. Sometimes longer sales processes will facilitate multiple meetings with a buyer, especially if it's a big enterprise level type purchase. So there are a number of different things that need to factor into the type of sales process that you use. So the type of the difference. So there's a one-step process. So people talk about the one call close, right? So there are certain purchases that would lend themselves to one conversation and one person who is making a buying decision, right? So and often that can be, that could be coaching, but then at the same time there will be people that have a legitimate reason for not wanting to commit on that particular call. So because of that, you do need to have a follow-up process, and the follow-up process that I talked about at the start of today's conversation at johnblakeaudio.com will allow you to put that into practice. So the one-step process is pretty straightforward. Like a retail type sell is a one-step process, pretty easy to understand. There are also situations where there is a two-step process. So for certain people that I talk to, depending on what particular type of help that they need, some of those conversations will be a one-step process, and some of those conversations will be a two-step process. So, for example, for what I do, for some people, I do have to go back and put together a customized strategy for a particular business that has a particular problem, and I can't come up with that on one call. I certainly can't document it on one call. I could probably come up with the concept in one call. So what that means is that I've got to go back and actually put that into some sort of an outline that walks the person through what that particular strategy and more importantly, the implementation of that strategy is going to look like. So then I have to go back and go through that with them. So that's a two-step process. And then you've got larger purchases with multiple decision makers, and that will often require, that can often take 2 or 3 or 4 or even 5 meetings. But if it's a multi-million-dollar sale, or if it's a 4 or 5 or 6 or $700,000 sale, then it tends to justify the reason for wanting to go back and the outcome is there's a return on the amount of time that you're investing at the front end, and also there's also a reason to make sure that you get a solution like that correct. And that can often mean meeting with multiple decision makers to make sure that you've got the facts, that you get the planning right, so that the execution of that particular solution happens smoothly and seamlessly. A lot of people who listen to the podcast want to know what we do over at Master Dealmaker Secrets. And effectively what we do is we work with sales professionals and business owners all over the world who are seeing massive increases in their top line sales revenue. So we help business owners and sales professionals to effectively focus on the 3 key drivers to growing sales revenue in your business. The first one is controlling the message that you send out into the marketplace so that potential clients see and hear and read what you do as an opportunity as opposed to your competitors. The second thing that we do is we help you to create a direct path to the 20% of your ideal clients that will deliver 80% of the revenue. So everyone knows the 80-20 rule. We help you to develop a direct path to the 20% of the people that are going to give you 80% of your sales revenue in your business. And the third thing that we allow you to do, that we create a process for, is for you to be able to double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients. So if this is of interest, we do have an application-only process to become involved in this particular program. And to get to there, all you need to do is to go to www.johnblakescall.com. So it's JOHNBLAKESCALL.com, and there's a couple of questions to answer there, and then what you'll do is get on a quick conversation with me, and I can find out a little bit more about what you've got going on in your business and see potentially whether what you are doing would be a fit for what we could help you with. And at that point, I can extend an invitation if it's a fit, and you can make the choice to come on board or not. So that's the opportunity. That would be the next step if you're looking at how you can take things to the next level. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, if you're getting value from it, I invite you to do that, and I will look forward to talking to you. The website is www.johnblakescall.com. Talk to you soon. Most of the time, when someone tells you or argues that all you need is this one process, one-step process, and it doesn't matter what you sell, you can just use this one-step process. Normally, when someone does that, it is because they are looking to scale, and they don't want to adapt that for anyone. They just want to sell. And if it's a niched product, then yeah, absolutely, that can be a reason that if you were selling to one particular type of buyer in one particular type of industry, then a one-step sales process or a one-size-fits-all sales process would be something that would be relevant. And there are certain industries that I sell into, certain niches that I sell into where I have done that. But it's important to understand that there are always going to be exceptions to the rule, and you are going to have to tailor, even if it's a one-step process, one particular type of buyer, one particular type of seller, one particular type of industry, there will be a certain amount of tweaking and customization that needs to take place. So I hope that is of use, and as always, thank you very much for listening, and I will talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.